Hey everyone, I got a video idea I think y'all will like. It's all about the funny little things, quirks I guess you could say, with my 2003 truck. Let's take a look at a couple things. So firstly, this is more of a standard item, but the dash. Every truck, most trucks of this generation and second gens too, had the cracked dash issue. But this dash stands out a little bit because it'll make all kinds of noise down the road. Now, it hasn't been as bad as it used to be because they're just, all the noisy pieces are falling out. So it doesn't really make any noise. Seats are their own little quirk. Passenger side is the best. So we have power seats in this Laramie. Moves forward and backwards. Well, that's trying to work. I actually got it to move, which is a surprise, but it's not really doing anything now. Adjust it a little bit. Yeah, up and down. Nothing for up and down. That doesn't even make any noise. Doesn't work. So we got forward and backward here. That's the only one that works. Lumbar does work though, and it is really good lumbar. How about the steering wheel? This has been this way for a couple of years. No, maybe not a couple of years. Year and a half. Clicks. You know what that is? That's the clock spring in there. It's not a catastrophic issue or anything, but if you're not used to it, it can get a little annoying. Generally, it only happens just slightly left or right of center. Actually not being too loud now. Cruise control, well, it turns on, but if I do the set, the speed, it won't hold the speed. It doesn't do anything. Cruise control hasn't really worked, and it might be related partly to the clock spring thing. Another funny thing is the rear door. Got my keys here. We'll lock the truck. This is locked, but unlocked. This one you have to do manually. The good news is you'll never lock yourself out of the truck. So if there is some silver lining to that, you won't have to worry about getting locked out. The ashtray sometimes likes to just fall out, so you kind of gotta push it back in place. It does its best. If you leave these rear trays folded up like this, when you're driving down the road, they'll rattle around like that. So I always keep them folded. Even with the truck off, this lighter always has power. There you go. So you can have power without starting the truck up or turning the key to on. Here on the driver's side, there's no heat unless you really fool with it and come over here and just adjust, keep adjusting. You know, after like who knows how long, it may turn the heat on over here, but usually the heat doesn't work on the driver's side. Meanwhile, on both the passenger's and driver's side, the vents underneath here don't blow any air whatsoever. Never has. Slower than the driver's. Here's the driver's. Here's the passenger's. Not too bad, but it is noticeably slower. Well, you can see my gauges here. These four. These other two are more of a hidden from your view. And that's because the light bulbs behind them burnt out. Now, I actually thought that originally the battery voltage one was normal. to be dimmer than the rest. I'm like, well, maybe they don't really want that battery voltage in your face all the time. You know, it's there for you to see, but it doesn't have to be lit up. And then the fuel gauge light bulb blew out. Now I can still see it right now because the other lights from the tack and the speedometer is kind of shining through and backlighting them a bit, but here on the camera you can't really see them. So that's just another funny little thing. Another fun feature is if you try to back up with the door open, it'll blow the horn like that.